Buying an Apple TV right now is a terrible mistake. Seriously, put your wallet away. Because Cupertino is quietly preparing a massive overhaul for its streaming box that changes everything we know about the living room ecosystem. For years, the Apple TV has been treated like an afterthought, recycling old iPhone silicon and sitting in the corner just to run Netflix and YouTube. But the upcoming 2026 model is turning into something completely different. Mark Gurman recently dropped a massive report indicating that the next-generation Apple TV 4K is escaping the shadow of basic streaming and shifting into a local processing powerhouse. We are looking at a hard transition to the A17 Pro chip. Yes, the exact same 3nm silicon found in the iPhone 15 Pro, and that means we are finally getting hardware-accelerated ray tracing in the living room. Honestly, I'll believe it when I see it, because Apple has promised us a serious gaming push about 5 times in the last decade, and every single time it ends up being a graveyard of forgotten Apple Arcade mobile ports. But this time might actually be different. Ming-Chi has hinted through supply chain checks that TSMC's 3nm yields have stabilized enough for Apple to aggressively pack this heavy-hitting silicon into cheaper, stationary hardware. Because the Apple TV doesn't have to worry about a thin battery or a cramped smartphone chassis, it can run the A17 Pro at full tilt without thermal throttling. The word out of DG Times is that Apple has completely redesigned the internal layout, swapping the old passive cooling setup for a high airflow thermal system that lets the GPU sustain peak performance during long gaming sessions. We could genuinely see console-quality ports of major AAA titles running natively on your TV, without the need for an expensive PlayStation or Xbox. But why is Apple suddenly turning a streaming box into an entry-level gaming console? It isn't just about trying to steal market share from Sony or Nintendo. The real answer is Apple Intelligence. The current Apple TV models simply don't have the unified memory or the neural engine required to run localized AI models, which means they're getting left behind by Apple's massive software push. The ELEC reported on a major shift in Cupertino's component ordering, showing a massive spike in high-bandwidth memory modules specifically destined for a home hub device. This matches up perfectly with whispers surrounding tvOS, which is allegedly getting a radical, AI-first user interface overhaul. Instead of scrolling through a sea of separate app icons, your home screen will use local on-device processing to understand intent. You'll be able to tell Siri to find a fast-paced sci-fi movie under 2 hours with high ratings, and it will instantly scrape and aggregate content across Netflix, Disney+, Max, and Apple TV+. Let's talk about the connectivity leaks because this is where the power users are going to freak out. Reports out of Makotakra claim that Apple is integrating a custom-designed N1 wireless chip into the logic board. This upgrade introduces Wi-Fi 7 to the Apple TV platform. If you live in a crowded apartment complex where dozens of competing signals cause your high bitrate 4K HDR streams to randomly drop in resolution, Wi-Fi 7 completely solves that. It guarantees a rock-solid zero-latency connection. On top of that, we are looking at Bluetooth 6 integration. That opens the door for advanced spatial audio tracking with your AirPods, and even rumored remote sensors that can detect where you are sitting in the room to dynamically balance audio levels and screen brightness. Drop a comment down below right now. Would you actually use your Apple TV for high-end gaming? Or are you just buying this for a smoother smart home setup? I'm genuinely curious if anyone cares about Apple Arcade at this point. Beyond the entertainment features, Cupertino is positioning this hardware as the absolute brain of your house. It is designed to be the undisputed king of the Matter and Thread smart home ecosystems. Because the 2026 Apple TV will act as a stationary, always-on home hub with processing power that rivals a modern iPad Pro, the lag between a smart home command and a physical action will practically vanish. Turning off your lights or lowering your motorized blinds will feel instant. It transforms your TV setup from a dumb portal into an intelligent agent that tracks your habits locally, keeping your smart home data safely off the cloud and inside your 4 walls. Now let's address the elephant in the room. The Apple tax. Packing a 3nm A17 Pro chip, premium Wi-Fi 7 radios, and expanded unified memory into a sleek box isn't cheap. However, supply chain insiders suggest Apple might actually adopt an aggressive pricing strategy this holiday season to quickly capture market share before the competition can react. They want this device to create an unbreakable ecosystem stickiness. Once you experience localized AI search, instant smart home automation, and AAA gaming on the same box. Switching to a cheap Roku or a laggy Fire Stick will feel like stepping back a decade in time. Shrimp Apple Pro has also pointed to secondary leaks highlighting biometrics for instant profile switching, automated display calibration using your iPhone's camera, and deep content sharing integration with the Vision Pro headset. This isn't just a minor spec bump. It is a calculated move to dominate the living room for the next half-decade. If you are looking at the current 2022 Apple TV on store shelves, skip it. The generational leap coming this September is going to be absolute night and day.